Hey there, I'm Miska and welcome to HitScan. Echo has just been added to the PTR for Overwatch. You can try out all of her abilities, and in this video we'll be trying out some very interesting interactions. To understand the interactions though, we gotta know the abilities, so I'll just go through them very quickly. Her primary fire is the tri-shot, fires 3 shots at once in a triangle pattern. Duplicate is the ultimate, become a copy of the targeted enemy hero. They cannot swap heroes for the duration. Sticky bombs, fire a volley of sticky bombs that detonate after a delay. The range on these is also crazy, as you can see in this clip. They just fly in a straight line, no problem whatsoever. Flight, fly forward quickly and then free fly briefly. Very fast, very useful. Focusing beam, channel a beam for a few seconds. It's 2.5 seconds, I believe, total. Deal very high damage to targets under half health. So the normal DPS, damage per second, for that is 50, and when you are hitting people that are below 50% HP, you deal 200 DPS instead, which is insane. Here's a clip of us melting a Roadhog incredibly quickly, even when he's healing, but he is below half health to begin with there. And the passive is glide, hold jump to glide while falling. Kinda similar to the Mercy glide. Let's get started with our testing. To begin with, the Genji deflect does not work on the standard beam, and it does however work on both the primary fire and the sticky bombs. So Genji is pretty decent, but obviously still not doing great against beams there. Next up, the Diva Eat test, same as Genji pretty much. You can eat the primary fire, you can eat the sticky bombs, but you cannot eat the beam. Pretty straightforward stuff. Just to show it as well, with the Sigma suck test, we've got, of course, the primary fire and the mines that can both be sucked and eaten, but not the beam. When Echo is flying, Sigma can stun her out of the air in a way, but the stun doesn't fully knock Echo out of the air, but it does mean that she loses a bit of height and then can regain it if she's got a little bit of duration left on her fly. We'll show you just once again. She flies up just fine, gets hit by the rock, but can then sort of float back up a little bit afterwards if you just keep holding space and keep going up. Here's a stun and movement test we thought we'd do as well. You can stun Echo out of the beam with a normal stun. You cannot move her out of it though. She doesn't just have that channel be interrupted when she's getting pushed by Wrecking Ball, for example. And same thing goes for Brig. The stun interrupts it, but the whip shot does not interrupt the beam. If you get the timing just right, you can actually stun Echo out of the initial animation, and she does not get the duplicate off, but in general, you cannot stun her out of the duplicate ultimate. It's very difficult to get that first timing right, where you also just get the ultimate refunded as Echo. Any ultimate that lasts for a while, such as Soldier 76's Tac Visor, is not kept when you transform back to Echo after a duplicate, of course. And this is when things get crazy. So we wanted to try some things around Reinhardt. First off, you can actually get the dupe off through the shield, which I don't think this is intentional, because if you look closely, you can actually see the targeting thing for the duplicate disappear when Reinhardt's shield is up. But you can also get the duplicate off against Orisa if she is standing behind her shield. So this is not just a Reinhardt thing, probably just a bug for now, I imagine, because I think this should probably work the same way as applying a Zenyatta orb to someone or hacking someone as Sombra, where if there's a shield in the way, you can't do it. When trying these things out though with Reinhardt, we found out some very interesting things about phasing in and out of the ultimate when you have duped someone as Echo. To begin with, if a Reinhardt is charging directly at you as Echo and you duplicate him at the right time, you phase and become Reinhardt and he goes straight through you when charging. Pretty cool. And same goes the other way as well. If you are being pinned by Reinhardt as your duplicating is about to expire, you just get let go and you phase through Reinhardt once again. No harm done whatsoever. For some reason, I just didn't expect that, and I could actually see this happening in a real game of Overwatch too. Now you know, in case it happens. The Duplication ultimate has a lot more questions that sort of come with it. One of the first ones, of course, being if we can have multiple Bobs at once, because that'd be great. So we tried it out, and unfortunately, you can't. You put the Bob out, he's going to be standing there for the sort of normal amount of time, but if you get another Bob and you put him out, the first Bob disappears and you only get to keep one Bob. This meant that we had some more questions about the deployables, so keeping something like the tourbillon turret, the symmetric teleporter, or anything like that after the ultimate actually ends. The duplication ultimate ends and you go back to being Echo, and as you can see in this clip, you do get to keep the Symmetra teleporter and the Symmetra turret afterwards, and you can actually even use that Symmetra teleporter after your duplication ult has ended, which I thought was pretty interesting and could also make for some pretty cool plays. When testing this as well, we found this neat Baptiste trick where you get to keep the amplification matrix and of course the lamp, the immortality field. I see that as being a very useful deployable combo that you can get to keep afterwards, as Echo will then just do a absolute ton of damage through that. So yeah, that's definitely a useful combo to keep in mind when you're playing Echo later on. And no, same as with Bob, you can only have one Torbjorn turret, of course, and you only get to keep it for a little bit of time afterwards. It's maybe like 4 or 5 seconds that it takes for all deployables to disappear after a duplicate has deployed them and then come back to being Echo. And when it comes to everyone's favorite scientist, Winston, you don't get to duplicate and become Winston inside primal range. When you duplicate a Winston that is in primal range already, you just become the regular Winston with a regular cannon. So yeah, probably one of the least useful duplicates, as you will only get the Winston ult, which already is a bit crap, and well, only getting it once when you could get something else multiple times is definitely not the play as Echo. We talked about Zenyatta orbs earlier, and here you can see the Discord orb being applied, and when you duplicate Zenyatta here, for example, the Discord orb actually disappears from your own Dupe that you become. So you clear all the negative effects when you duplicate someone. Same goes for Ana. If you get anti-naded by Ana and then you duplicate someone, that anti-nade effect is cleared, which I think is pretty strong actually, and also makes Echo a lot harder to kill. But yeah, definitely something to look out for. Not gonna be a problem as often though, and I don't think it's gonna be making Echo OP. Maybe something else will, but yeah, this won't be it at least. Here's another crazy one. Again, with a duplicate, you cannot target Reaper when you are trying to duplicate someone. Your target just disappears. Same thing goes for Mei in the Cryo Freeze. However, say you are facing the same Reaper and that Reaper death blossoms, but that's right as your duplication thing ends, then yeah, you guessed it, you stay invulnerable when you face, and you can live through a death blossom as well. So definitely a lot of things that you're just fully immune to when you are duplicating and then getting phased back into that normal Echo as well. There's not really a whole lot more in terms of crazy interactions, but I thought some of these things were really cool, most of them revolving around the duplicate, of course. The abilities are really fun to use, and I love the flying. The flying is probably my favorite part about this character. Just having a DPS being able to zip around this much. I feel like she kind of just replaces Pharah though, because her flying is almost more versatile, and on top of that she has just so much more utility to her kit. The tri-shot and the sticky bombs just feel very good to use, and you deal an absolute ton of damage with this. So yeah, really recommend just picking up and trying out Echo, but I think she will be a genuinely really strong character. It feels like the developers just kind of went all in on this and didn't really care if this made the game a little bit too silly or a little bit too busted of a character. But definitely a lot of fun to be had here. Alright, that's everything for this video. Leave a like if you enjoyed it, and subscribe for more content that's coming in not too long. We'll probably make something more on Echo as well. And yeah, thank you very much for watching. See you guys next time. Bye bye.